just had hair transplants 9 months ago, but boy, it's been an amazing journey to get to this point. I started off going bald when I was 19, back in the late 70s, and I went to a doctor in Pennsylvania who I think was trained in the 1950s. So very primitive techniques, the old doll hair kind of plugs that were plopped in and plotted off, and he put in too many too soon, and a lot of them didn't take at all. I also, by the mid-'80s, tried to continue things and had what were called scalp reductions done. They were supposed to not be done, but we found that out after the fact. They did a radical U shape around the back of my crown, and it caused the back of the bottom of that U to necrofy. Necrosis set in, and there had to be a lot of restoration done just to kind of repair that damage. So I came in here and I met Dr. Schreiber, and he immediately put me at ease, which is great. You know, a wonderful personality, and all these things really put you to ease. But more importantly, he said, well, maybe those guys have 1,000 hairs left, but I see where we can do much more than that. And in just 9 months, you could see the results are really quite dramatic, and I couldn't be happier with the results. When I would walk into the lobby where I work in the office, I couldn't even look at myself in the eye. I mean, I couldn't even look myself in the mirror without having to divert my eyes, because I was kind of embarrassed with how I looked. The office staff was real easy to work with. I first met with, I think, his scheduling person, and we arranged for a time to come in. But it wasn't like I had to go through, you know, a couple of staffers before I got to him. The day I came in, I met immediately with him, and you know, I got to tell him my whole story, as I just told you. And you know, him being a professional in this field was kind of amazed at all the stories, and then he, you know, kind of went through my hair with a comb, pulling up the back and seeing all the scar tissue and such. So, you know, we kind of bonded in that way with him, just seeing all the damage that was done in the past. And then he started just telling me what he could do for me, so that made me say, you know, this is the guy. And just between his personality and you know, the way he bonded with me as far as what I've been through, and then what he told me he could do for me, it's like, I got to do this. You know, they often say, you know, the modern medicine is people just kind of or crank them in and crank them out, and you're a number, but that's not how it felt at all. I mean, I immediately had a rapport, not with Dr. Schreiber, but with the team of people who we worked with on the whole process, which takes about, I don't know, 8 or 9 hours throughout the whole day. You come in around 7:30 in the morning and you leave around 5. But it's like we were in it for the day, and we talked about everything between pop culture and music and the news of the day, and we ate lunch together, and you know, it really did start to feel like these people were friends that you didn't know you had yet. So I can't say enough about how wonderful and warm the whole experience was. My wife at first was kind of against it. She thought it was an extravagance, and you know, I'll love you no matter what. That's not important to me. But at the end of the day, it wasn't about her. It really was about me and what I needed to do for myself to feel good. And not just personally, but as I said, also professionally. You know, I'm a salesperson. I don't want to walk into a room and, you know, make people feel awkward or uncomfortable. And, you know, the weird thing is what it does for yourself. You know, if you feel better about yourself, it's not just the look of it looking better and looking more presentable, but it's also, you know, if you feel more comfortable in your skin and you feel better about who you are, you're less embarrassed about, you know, how you look, then it just helps you do your job better and, you know, come through better, come across better, both personally and professionally. I would recommend Dr. Schreiber in a heartbeat to anybody, and I'm very passionate about, you know, men who are in a similar situation as me, where you've been through the ringer, you've been through the mill, and how this really could help you get I don't want to, you know, be over dramatic and say a new lease on life, but the difference that it's made in my confidence is overwhelming. So I'd gladly come back on any occasion here. I know that the office throws occasional mixers and parties and situations where new patients meet old patients. I'd certainly come back for that, as well as refer any family or friend member to Dr. Schreiber in a heartbeat. It was a godsend to find Dr. Schreiber, and the experience has been totally wonderful. And you know, if you're thinking about other forms of hair transplant, yeah, you should probably do your due diligence and explore all the options and think what's right for you. but at the end of the day, you know, there's no choice. It's hair transplants all the way, and as far as I'm concerned, there are no other choices besides, you know, Chesapeake Hair Restoration and Dr. Schreiber's office. I'm here today because I want people to see the difference that Dr. Schreiber has done. And, you know, I hope my passion comes through, but at the end of the day, the proof is in the pudding. And if you see some of these before and after photos of what my hairline looked like just about a year ago, where I was basically a bald guy. And now if you see me going down the street, you know, you might say, oh, all right, that guy's in his 50s, his hair's a little thin. But I don't think you certainly say, you know, there's a bald guy. So I'm quite happy about that. And that's why I'm here to kind of spread the good word.